to raise more funds, the government is aiming to broaden its tax base, and a key to this initiative is the Tax Amnesty Bill. To walk us through this, we have with us right now Businessworld finance reporter EJ Tubayan, live from the Businessworld newsroom in Quezon City. EJ, do we know the timeline for the implementation of this tax amnesty?
Well, Robbie, although the Department of Finance aims to have the bill enacted into law by the third quarter so that it could be implemented, before year end, the bills are actually still pending in committee level in both the House of Representatives and the Senate. However, the House of Representatives aims to finalize the committee report this week before it could, advance to plenary debates as the session continues.
Okay, now there have been tax amnesty efforts before. How will this be any different?
Well, something new about this time around compared to the last amnesty offered 10 years ago is the inclusion of the easing of the bank secrecy law. So what this will lead to is that the BAR could verify the information submitted by the tax availers to them so that they could verify it whether it's true or not, because it will be a basis for the amnesty payment in the program.
Okay, they've talked about widening the tax base. By how much does this widen the base?
Well, compared to the previous amnesty program, it only generated something around 5 billion. But this time around, the Department of Finance actually estimated to be around 26 billion. And, that's just the initial amnesty payment. It doesn't include, the wider tax base, which would result to greater tax collections in the future, since these tax evaders are actually those tax evaders that are not in the BAR's radar previously.
Now, how does this tie in with the current or the coming train packages, or is this a totally separate effort?
Actually, Robbie, this was originally part of the train law, which was just enacted in January. But, due to lack of time when the bill was just being discussed in December, it fell short of the timeline. So the government is just trying to play a catch-up this time around. But, it's actually also a timely reform measure, since the government is currently proposing the new tax reform program, or the second tax reform program, which offers lower corporate income taxes and streamlined fiscal tax incentives. So this is like a fresh start for tax evaders in a fresh, tax investment scheme.
Okay, now very quickly, EJ, how is business taking this? Is there a wide support for this?
Well, we haven't spoke to, potential tax evaders who will avail of this amnesty program, but what tax experts are actually saying is that this will be indeed a better reform measure compared in the past, due to the, inclusion of the bank easing of the bank secrecy law, as it will ensure that tax evaders are submitting proper documents, which will give them a chance to pay proper taxes in the future.
Okay, that was EJ Tubayan joining us from the Businessworld News Center in Quezon City.